I mean,
since it is one of the requirement in the college, right? We don't have a choice actually. It's a requirement in the college. The ones that I have difficulty, the students that are a bit not disciplined and who doesn't really want to take much participation in all this, I will check their work. I will check and monitor them. So it's a lot of work for me actually. That takes time. This is what I mean by not directly dealing with the student, but but doing the background work. So I'll check, and then I said, okay, then I will identify those students, and when I see them during tutorials and all that, I will call them and say, this group, this, why you have not. So it's a lot of work. Have not done this. You are late. You haven't finished this week's work. So I have to keep on doing that to show them that I'm actually checking their work. Then only they were like, oh, teacher's checking, they go like that. So then I have to push them and say, why you not finish this? The other group, I told you to finish this. So, and I hate doing that actually. It's a lot. It takes a lot of time.
Would you agree that being flexible is also a good trait, or is there some way that you cross a line between being flexible to your students and there is one part there where you have to be really, you have to step on it. You have to say, you have to be strict on certain things.
Strict and flexible approach, you mean?
Yes.
Flexible approach towards your student, and
would you consider
when not to be flexible, when to be strict and when to be flexible?
Yes. Would you consider that to be a good trait to you? Is that a good trait to be as a teacher?
Of course, you cannot be straight all the time, lah. Okay, you know what I mean, no? Then nobody want to enter your class, lah. Isn't it? Too strict also, then cannot. Why are we strict is because we want them to follow. Right? The first reason why you are strict because they're not listening. So if they are okay, they are listening and they are somehow, I'm able to get them to follow and listen and do their work. So I will mellow down a bit. I won't be that harsh or that strict or all the time. Because then it's going to be boring. Nobody wants to enter your class. Oh my God, the teacher is like a tiger, something like that. So, but yeah, sometimes where you want them to, you want to create a lot of participation from your students. You want them to come out, give ideas, talk, be talkative and all that. Then you have to relax. You have to be a bit more that approach. You have to be much more friendlier. You have to be, you have to come to their level. You have to crack jokes, all that. So that they feel comfortable discussing on that topic and be much more open. And when there are things that sometimes when they are out of they're not following the whatever that you ask them to do. For example, when I ask them to finish some work and they are like taking it easy and cool like that, then I will not. I'll come back and say, look here, I'm your teacher and you my student. You do what I ask you to do. I go like that, very strict, so they will get the point. So you cannot let it go all the time because then I'm a teacher. I'm not one of the students. So yes, I can be friendly, I can mingle and joke and all that, but end of the day, it's my responsibility to lead you, to take care of you. So if you are not in the track, I have to answer. If you are not doing work or whatever it is, I have to be strict. I have to force you sometimes. Yeah, you curse me and all that, but end of the day when you finish and you get good grades and all that, you realize, yeah. So I think that both of these approach are important actually. It's important, first of all, it looks at the students that you have, the crowd, because students, all of them are not the same.
So you draw your line based on the students that you have.
Yes, on students and on the situation, on the reaction I'm getting, on the what I want to, the situation that I'm going to put them in and all that. It's a lot of things actually you have to look at. Because students' personality is also important, but of course, for 30, 40 students in class, you cannot be going through one by one. You become crazy, you understand what I mean? So you just look at trying to generalize, understand in the class. Because in the class, you will have this one or two that really actually will influence the rest of them. You have to hang on to that fellas first. It's important. It's very important.
Alright, so you maintain the fact that it is important for a teacher to maintain good relationship with the students,
of course.
Especially the ones that influence the rest,
class,
the class,
and
all
especially the naughty one. Relationship is very important for a teacher to have with their students.
Okay.
It's very important. You have to connect. You have to understand, because end of the day, it's not me that I want to learn. It's they. So I have to understand. So in the beginning of my class, I don't teach first. I enter the first class, the first time when I see them, I'll talk to them. I make time to get to know them. I make time. I ask them about themselves, a bit of their family. For me, it's very important to understand them. And I always tell this to them. I need to understand you. You need to understand me, because we are going to be in a journey for about 14 weeks. So you like it or not, good news or bad news for you, there is a relationship that we need to have here. So it's important, very important.
Okay, so can you probably provide me with an example by which you have built that relationship and this particular student has actually, come up to you and said, okay, you've done this?
Okay, I'm here, this is my 8th year in this college. Some of my students have graduated, and some of them they emailed me and say, Miss, thank you, I'm working here. And some of them, when I see them outside the college, they come back, and of course I can't remember their names sometimes, but I know they are my student. By looking at their face, I know them. So those are the relationship that they are no more my student, but they still think of me. They won't. I appreciate what I'm doing at that time. But once they learn, they become better, they mature, they see the real world and all that, then they say, yeah, what she did was right. So yeah, it's important. That's relationship. And some of my students, when they go to the next level, when they enter into degree and all that, right? Then they come and say, yeah, Miss, your notes are very helpful and all that. They realize. So there's a relationship. And some of them who have finished, they do their degree, they come and ask me for opinion. They trust me. There's no trust, there's no relationship. They come and ask me for that, for this. So yeah, that's how you have actually built some relationship, connection with them.
Okay, are there any other traits that you'd like to probably
traits of a teacher?
Yeah, good traits of a teacher.
Patience.
Patience, yes, you mentioned that.
Listener. You have to love your job. It's not about the money. It's you really want to teach. Okay, patient, listener. You need to have this care where you want to share your knowledge with others. Okay, you must have interest. And you must also look at motivating yourself, self-motivation, because sometimes when you walk into one class, you just feel you go for 2 hours lectures and you just feel like you have just run a marathon or something. The whole energy is just out. So this is a very stressful job. Sometimes you yourself feel that, what am I doing here? It's like, you feel that, so you have to, your motivation, so you have to love your job, one thing, you have to like your job. Then you feel that you are there to, you are there for them, and then you have to come down to their level. So you have to be a listener, you have to have patience, you have to be able to get along with them. The character of this, because you are dealing with people. And at that age where they are very rebellious and all that, they are learning, it's difficult to handle teenagers. So all these traits, you have to be very good in communicating with them. Communication skills, that's another trait that you have to look at. You have to know how to talk to them, because they do not like to be told, don't do that. They don't like that, because they do not want to be treated as small kids. They want us to expect them, to treat them like an adult, but they're not ready as an adult yet. That's the problem. So it's very difficult. It's a very, even parents, you're going to ask any parents, handling teenagers is
very difficult.
Very difficult. It's very difficult.
So is it, as you mentioned, is it good to be depended upon all the time, or is it? Do you want them to be have
students
certain?
depending on me all the
Yeah.
time? Okay, I mean, yes, they do depend on me on the dependent is on certain aspect, like, you know, when they are not clear about things, when they have questions and they want me to guide them, they come and depend on me to give them the explanation, because sometimes it's like, I'm teaching management, no, it's a reading paper. Sometimes they can read the whole chapter, they don't understand what they just read. You know, it's difficult. So when I just explain to them in 5 minutes, oh miss, I got it lah, I got it. But when they read the whole chapter, they don't understand. So to be dependent to that aspect, yes, to get information, to be guided, to show the direction, yes. But depending on me 100%, then it's danger zone. That's not, because we're not supposed to teach them the concept of being depending on someone. They're going to go degree, you know. They cannot be